Hey, Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rachakodash, the ones of the apostles of great millstone, and Shalom to you brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, and continue fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we're finding that number to be delivered. All right. So I was just reading and going through a couple of different things, and the conversation of hell kind of rang through my thoughts, and how people are pushing that hell is a real place where you burn up and sit in fire and reflect on the things you did wrong. But what a lot of people don't understand is the implementation of hell in this society, and how it has taken over the masses by means of a fear tactic by the early church fathers. All right. So let's start with this here, right? It's called the afterlife. And it just gives you a brief synopsis of the history of hell before Augustine. All right. And it says, in this article, Glenn Peoples explores the history of hell before Augustine. Look at the early church fathers on hell shows that the doctrine of hell in the early church was not consensus, and many did not accept the doctrine of eternal torment at all. All right. Because this is what a lot of men to this very day are pushing: eternal hell and damnation and fire and brimstone, and your soul's gonna be on fire and flames. All right. So continuing on, I'm not going to read this whole thing. Just get down to a couple pieces of it. It says, the consensus of the early church fathers. Imagine if somebody said no Christian leader taught the doctrine of eternal torment prior to Augustine. That sounds like a pretty bold statement, right? No teachers taught what is now the traditional view of hell back then. All right. So now there's a traditional view of how hell is portrayed right now. And it's amazing to know that, men truly believe in this mess. And I'm going to call it mess because the scriptures are very clear about what happens to a man. All right. But nevertheless, let's continue. And it says, I'll start again. That sounds like a pretty bold statement, right? No teacher taught what is now the traditional view of hell back then. None. And yet, it's no more bold or over the top than many of the claims some theologians make in defense of the traditional view. In the last few years, I've heard or read a number of people making the extraordinarily claim that the early church fathers unanimously taught the eternal torment of damned in hell, or that this was their consensus. All right. So again, this was a seed that had been planted for the masses, to control the masses, to put the masses in fear, to have the masses do exactly what you want them to do by telling them, if you don't, comply, or if you don't do such and such, you're going to go to hell and burn. All right. So with that, let's get a little bit of understanding about this hell business. All right. From there, I want to go to, let me go here. I believe this is Jeremiah 7. I'm going to break it down I'll start at 30. And it says, for the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith the Lord. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name, to pollute it. And they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came into my heart. All right. So the Valley of Hinnom, which was the children of Hinnom, is where they built this place of fire, if you will, a fire pit, if you will. And they sacrificed their children, their daughters, their sons. Prisons was thrown in there, trash was thrown in there. All right. These are some of the tactics that the modern church fathers had used to fool, or if you will, to fool the masses about this fire, about this torment. All right. Now let's go on a little bit more. Let me go here. Okay. So when you, matter of fact, let me back this up. Let's go here. So when you go and type in the Valley of Hinnom, right? What pops up? The term Gehenna. Let's click on that. So the term Gehenna pops up when you type in the Valley of Hinnom / Gehenna. All right. So it's the same place. So let's read a little bit about this here. The Valley of Hinnom, Gehenna. It's the same place. It says the valley surrounds the old city of Jerusalem and the adjacent Mount Zion from the west and south. It meets and merges with the Kidron Valley, the other principal valley around the old city near the pool of Shiloh, which lies to the southwest. Which lies to the southeast corner of the ancient Jerusalem. It says the northwest part of the valley is now an urban park. All right. Doesn't really give you much. It says the place is first mentioned in the Hebrew Bible as part of the border between the tribes of Judah and Benjamin. That's Joshua 5:18. During the late First Temple period, it was the site of the temple where some of the kings of Judah had sacrificed their children by fire. Jeremiah 7:31, which we read. Thereafter, it was cursed by the biblical prophet Jeremiah. All right. So again, that fire was a fire that was meant for sacrificing your family, your children, or whoever. That was employed to the masses as means of eternal damnation, to eternal fire. All right. So from there, like I said, I just want to hit a couple quick points on this. So let's get this here. It says, what did the early church, anti-Nicene period, believe about Gehenna in the second death? That ante means before the Nicene period. All right. It says Gehenna, according to Strong's Concordance, Gehenna, a valley west and south of Jerusalem, also symbolic name for the final place of punishment of the ungodly. All right. It was a symbolic name for the punishment of the ungodly. Original word, parts of the speech, noun, feminine, translated Gehenna. Prophetic spelling, Gehenna. Definition, Gehenna, a valley west and south of Jerusalem, also symbolic name for the final place of punishment of the ungodly. Usage, Gehenna, in original the name of the valley of cavity near Jerusalem, a place underneath the earth, a place of punishment for evil. All right. So we now have already established that the place of Gehenna, or the Valley of Hinnom, was a tower, a wall that was built. All right. A high place that was built for the sacrificing of kids to Molech. All right. It was probably built up on top of a little mountain, but there was a hole in there. And that's where you see the Valley of Cavity. All right. And this is what the church fathers have used. This is where you truly get this place of torment and burning. All right. So let me continue on. From there, let me continue on. What else we got here? Now let's go there, right? Let's read Matthew 5:22. Because again, you know, the consensus out there is that hell is an actual place where you burn, right? Because Yahushua mentioned it. So let's read Matthew 5:22. Yahushua said this, "But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire." All right? So now you got to ask yourself, why is the Lord talking about this hellfire? And where is he getting this from? Let's take a peek, right? So let's go to the tools here. All right, so let's get right down to the word hellfire. Shall be in danger of the judgment. Whosoever say his brother Rakah shall be in danger of the council. And here we have hellfire, right? So let's go to this word hell, which is G1067, right? And let's get into it. All right, let's see what. Whoa, wait a minute. What word is that? Let's listen in.
Strong's G1067, Gehenna. Gehenna.
All right, it's a little off on the pronunciation, but you get the point. So when the term hell is mentioned by Yahushua, he's referring to what? Gehenna, right? Which was known as what? A place of fire, a place of torment where they would torment their kids and throw them into the fire, so on and so forth. But the fire that Yahushua is speaking of now, let me just drop this down. Okay? Hell is the place of future punishment called Gehenna, all right? Or Gehenna of fire. This was originally the Valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem, where the filth and the dead animals of the city were cast out and burned, a fit symbol of the wicked, their future destruction. Now, why is it speaking about the future destruction? Because the future destruction that we speak of now is the thermonuclear fire that's going to burn the elements and all those who are ungodly. All right? So this is what Yahushua was talking about when he was mentioning hellfire. That thermonuclear destruction that's coming to this place. All right? But again, it goes back to that word Gehenna. All right? And that word Gehenna, as we just got through talking about, it was a certain place that was established where the rulers and leaders of Israel was sacrificing their children to Molech and many other various things. All right. So it's again it's a it's hard to believe. Well, it isn't that hard to believe, but to know that, you know, this day and age, people still believe that there's a place underneath the earth where you go down, and I don't know how you get there. I don't know if there's directions or what have you. A dark tunnel, and open the door, and there's a gatekeeper there who's probably sitting there talking about you don't have access. Your access is denied. All right. So I think that's just about it. That's just about it. And this was just a few times that the word Hinnom was mentioned. And again, we read Jeremiah 7. Let me read Jeremiah 7:32. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the sons of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Tibet till there be no more place. All right. So this place was also known as the Valley of Slaughter. And America is also going to be the Valley of Slaughter. All right. I'll read Jeremiah 32 and 35, and it says, and they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, to cause their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire unto Molech, which I commanded them not, neither came into my mind, that they should do this abomination to cause Judah to sin. All right? So don't be fooled, man. Don't be fooled by people trying to tell you that hell is a place where you burn forever. All right? The Lord is not the author of confusion. These early church fathers are the ones that strategically decided they were going to utilize this method, or this tool, if you will, to control the masses. And why do you think the majority of the people go to church today? For fear of going to hell. You know, they believe that if they don't, go to church and worship Caesar, that they're going to have a first class ticket to hell, man. And when the scriptures tell you, the spirit returns unto the Father who gave it. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, this little hit was edifying to know that, the Valley of Hinnom, the Gehenna, all the same place, all was a place which was utilized to sacrifice kids and many other different things. All right. So Lord willing, I'll see you on another one. I say shalom.